Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new edition of the GSMC Basketball Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Meher Fatemi. We got a packed show lined up for you guys today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday morning here. We're almost at the end of the week, so just keep charging. We're 2 days away from the weekend, so we just got to keep going. But for now, let's talk about some basketball. We saw the Oklahoma City Thunder go up against, well, we saw the Minnesota Timberwolves go into OKC for game 5 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder up 3-1, and the Thunder officially clinching their first NBA Finals berth since 2014 with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and that whole squad from back in the day. But it's funny to say back in the day. It was only 11 years ago. It doesn't feel like 11 years ago. But um yeah, SGA winning Western Conference Finals MVP. We'll talk about that. Discuss his career trajectory, how that's been going. We'll discuss how Oklahoma City. We'll recap this game, recap Oklahoma City's season, and we'll we're going to be discussing Game 5, playoff previews. Sorry, I've like an eyelash in my eye. Um, we're going to be discussing Game 5 playoff preview between the Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks. Obviously, the Indiana Pacers up 3-1 in this series. New York on the brink of elimination in New York. Can they make a stand on their home floor at Madison Square Garden? We'll discuss that, and we'll also discuss an update on Karl-Anthony Towns' knee from he got injured in Game 4, late in Game 4. So we'll discuss an update on that as well. And yeah, and then we'll finish off the show talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, discussing some Austin Reeves free agency rumors that have come out in terms of his contract and what he's looking for, as well as the needs that the Lakers need to address in this offseason in free agency. So we got a packed show lined up for you guys, as always. But before I move any further, I'd like to remind you guys to please like and follow the show for more GSMC Sports Network content. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask that you use the tips and donations link at gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I see it, and it also really helps out the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net, gsmcpodcast.com. Why am I saying? I don't know. I apologize. I think it's .com. Use that link if you have any tips or questions. And also, if you guys have any questions or comments while I'm talking during the show, feel free to use the chat feature over here on the right-hand side of your screen. It allows you to leave a message for the whole world to see. I'll see it. It also makes the show much more interactive. Sometimes I can go blabbering for a while. So if you guys leave a comment below, I can instantly just jump over there, talk about that for a few minutes, and then yeah, we can just have a little bit of a conversation that way. But I appreciate everything as always, and your input is greatly appreciated as always. But enough stalling, enough lagging behind. We need to get to the main course because we had a phenomenal Game 5 last night between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Minnesota Timberwolves. The Oklahoma City Thunder, a team, I've said it before on the show the last couple days. This is a team that I have underrated all season long. Also, if you guys see, okay, you guys don't see anything behind me, but just for fair warning, I'm just packing stuff up right now, so that's why that's behind me. But I don't even think you guys saw anything. But yeah, when we're talking about this Oklahoma City Thunder team, we're talking about a team full of youth, one of the youngest teams in the NBA. I think an average age of 23 or 24 years old right now. Led by a young superstar in SGA and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the best players in the league, easily a top 3 player in the league today. And just a guy that's continuing to play on what looks like just another level from everyone else. People may call him a free throw merchant. They say he gets to the free throw line too much. He gets baby calls. He doesn't deserve these calls, this, that, and the other. He gets MVP James Harden calls. That's what people say. And I get it. I truly do. I was one of those people that thought so too. But at the same time, then you start watching them. Then you see the team around them. Then you see the way they play defense. Then you see the way the team grows around SGA. And you just have to sit back and say, SGA might be the best player in the world. The way he the way he builds his team and makes this team the way they are, he might be the best player in the world. He really might be. But yeah, let's discuss this game because what we're gonna do in this show, what we're gonna do throughout the show today is this is gonna be very OKC heavy, as you guys could expect. We're gonna discuss this game. We'll discuss the Thunder throughout the season, and then we'll discuss SGA's career itself. And you guys will see exactly what I mean by that. This is not repetitive content. This is literally just different angles. So stay tuned for that segment. I think that'll be an interesting segment. But when we're looking at this game, the first thing that I have to address, I mean, we have no idea if there is a very real likelihood that Anthony Edwards could come out and say he has an injury from game 1 when he tweaked his ankle. But these last couple, at least last night he shot more than 13 shots in a game. At least he did that. But Anthony Edwards going 7 of 18 from the floor, only having 9 points in the first quarter, having a minus 28 net rating in the first half. Minus 28. So this is once again falling behind in the first quarter, 23-9. Falling behind in the first, going down by 30 points in the first half. It just seems like a common theme with this team, and it's sad to say. It's not something that I say lightheartedly, but my God, has Anthony Edwards just not lived up to his potential? This is Anthony Edwards we're talking about here. This is a guy that has been labeled a potential to be the next face of the NBA. A young 23-year-old that seems like he's just out there. He just wants nothing more but to win championships and to win. He wants nothing more but to win. And I don't know what's been going on with him this series. I'm not sure if it's his health. I'm not sure if it's the way that the Thunder have been defending him. They have been picking him up midcourt and they've been doubling him, trying to force the ball out of his hands. So there is that. That is a legitimate thing that has been going on with the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder have been defending him. But nonetheless, it's still not an excuse, and it's still not something that we can just say is okay. You're just turning the ball. Okay, you're getting the ball out of you're getting the ball taken out of your hands. You find if you're a superstar player, the way that we talk about Anthony Edwards, you find ways around that. You find ways to be useful and 19 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists with 3 turnovers. You had 1 block. Like nice. 1 for 7 from 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. That's just not going to get it done. It's not. Not in the Western Conference Finals. It wouldn't have got it done against Luka Doncic last year, and it definitely doesn't get it done against the Oklahoma City Thunder in this series. Playoff Randle, if this is the end for you, hopefully you come back and continue to play at this level, but at the same time, we have seen guys show up like this in a playoff and just go crazy and then never show up again. Perfect example, TJ Warren for the Indiana Pacers in the bubble. Another example, trying to think of one off the top of my. I mean, playoff Jamal Murray is still a thing. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. TJ Warren was just the one guy that came to my head when I first thought of it. But Julius Randle, even last night, still playing a great game. 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 6, 24 points. Just all around good game. That's what you want from Julius Randle. We don't need 30, 35 points. We don't need you to take 18 to 20 shots. But find that middle ground. Take like 8 to 11 shots, and then see if they're hitting. And honestly, if you keep getting open shots, keep shooting them. 14 shots is a good number for him, and I like that. It's a little bit higher than what I expected. It just means that his confidence is growing. So that's a great sign from him. We saw a couple games in this series where he had like 8, 6, 4 points. That's not the Julius Randle that we know. And yeah, it's just nice to see him get back to the guy that we know him to be, the player that we know him to be. So this is Julius Randle at his finest. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, Naz Reid, 11 points. The rest of the team did not show up. Jaden McDaniels, only 5 points. Mike Conley, 0. Rudy Gobert, 2 points. Dante DiVincenzo, 6 points. You see where I'm going with this? Nickeil Alexander-Walker, donut, 0 points. Mike Conley actually had 0, 0, and 1. 0.0 rebounds, 1 assist. So I'm not sure if what we like to, the way we like to call, I'm not sure if we had Mike Conley doing cardio out there, but nonetheless, the Timberwolves just didn't show up last night. Plain and simple. Whether they gave up after game 4 or whatnot, it just seems like this team is out of whack right now. That's exactly what it seems like. And it's unfortunate to see because this is a Minnesota Timberwolves team that a lot of people had possibly making it to the NBA Finals, possibly winning the whole thing. And yes, I was one of those people. I really thought that the Timberwolves had figured it out against the Lakers, had figured it out against the Warriors, even though the Warriors did not have Steph Curry. And I thought they would give OKC a run for their money, especially with the style of play that Minnesota likes to play with. But at the same time, the Thunder just pushed them. They forced them to play in a manner that the Timberwolves do not like to play with. They don't like to play with pace, speed, space, transition style basketball. They do not like playing in transition because they like this game slow down. They like to slow down the pace, work at their own movements. The same way Luka Doncic does, the same way LeBron and the Lakers do. They like to do it their way. It's their way or no way. So it's just an unfortunate series for the Timberwolves. They'll be going home. And I guess this does further prove my point, a point that I made before the playoffs started, that the Timberwolves really need another offensive piece on this team. There have been rumors about Kevin Durant possibly going there, but this team definitely needs another offensive piece, another reliable offensive piece. Austin Reeves is on the market. Miles Bridges is on the market. There's a bunch of Celtics on the market. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, D. White for the right price, Jaylen Brown for the right price. There are a lot of guys out there that the Minnesota Timberwolves could go after in this offseason. The question is, will they? And do they have the assets to the question just is, will they? They have the assets to do so. They have a lot of great role players. And even though they don't have a lot of draft capital, they do have enough role players where they could expend a couple for another great offensive piece. Another great two-way player would go a long way for this Timberwolves squad. That's just my take on it. And yeah, these Timberwolves will be back, no doubt at all. I'm not trying to send that message that this team is dead in the water, is not going to be back in the playoffs, this, that, and the other. This team will be back. This team is so young and will be around for a while. But for now, on the case of this show, on today, May 29th, 2025, they're going home, and it's mainly due to Anthony Edwards' play down the stretch here. That's just my take on it, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to take a short break. Coming up next, I'm going to switch gears over to the Oklahoma City Thunder side of things. What went right for them last night, and give a little bit, if I have some extra time, give a little bit of a time lapse of what's gone on for the Oklahoma City Thunder throughout the season this year. You're watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.